Krantz from EBIX, and welcome to our WinFlex 6.5 walkthrough. I'm going to give you a high-level overview of the new application and some of the new features, and talk about some of the differences between the old 6.0 system. And the first real difference between the two systems is that WinFlex 6.5 is Java-free. So no more Java browser plugin for any of us, and we are all very happy about that. It's also, 6.5 is a responsive web application. So by using responsive web design, we've got an application that's browser, operating system, and device neutral. And so what that means is that you can use it on a PC, a Mac, laptops, tablets. However, it's not designed for the phone, and that's because of the real estate requirement of the application. So it's not supported on the phone. If you really want to use it on the phone, you can turn your phone into landscape and scroll around, and it will work, but we don't support it on the phone. However, our WinFlex Express application is supported on the phone, and I'll talk to you guys about that a little bit later. So as we look at our dashboard here, our intent is really to create a one landing place that you can very easily get into all the different features that you would want to use in the WinFlex application. And so as we go through the shortcuts here, we've got our shortcut to our illustrations, which takes you into the client editor, WinFlex Express, our client manager. We'll talk about that later. We've made some great improvements. It's more Google-esque in how it looks and behaves. We've got our agent manager. From in the agent manager, you can go in and add new agents and manage your agents, assign them to groups, etc. So this is your main agent repository. You do have access to all of your saved agents from the agent tab at the product level, and we will talk about that as we get into that. Our group manager is a feature that you may or may not be familiar with. If you're not, you may want to try it because it's a great way to collaborate with other folks at your firm. And so you can create groups, you can add other members to those groups, and you can then share cases between each other. Some of our folks create one big group for all of the case design folks. Others have smaller groups for different individual combinations. You have access to your user profile here, so you can come in and you can easily update your profile, see your approved carriers and agencies. You can request carriers, you can request agencies, update your preferences, and even look at your stats. And those stats are by carrier and product, or by week and by day. At any point within the WinFlex 6.5 environments and ecosystem, if you click on this EBIX WinFlex logo in the upper left, it'll take you back into the dashboard. And then we've got our status of business link here. And the status of business link is a link into our LifeSpeed application. And within the LifeSpeed application for our electronic order entry, we've got carrier ticket options for you. We also have a partnership with Exam One for the Go ticket, and the Life Insurance Center and Crump for the drop ticket. And so you can very easily, from tickets that you create here in WinFlex, or even within our Vital Quote application, you can check your status of business right from the dashboard here. We have Carrier What's New located down below the Shortcuts menu. And so as carriers post their What's New documents, those are available right here. And then we've got a Help section. This Help section here has got different information for you. When we hit the ground running with the cutover from WinFlex 6.0 to 6.5, the recording that I'm making here will be there, as well as a document that is a tutorial of the new application. All right, one other thing is that you do have access to your stats here, again by carrier product. Click in the white space, you can view a deeper dive in there, and then we've got our global WinFlex stats that you'll be able to take a look at as well. All right, so that is the dashboard. Let's go into the client editor and take a look at the changes there. The first thing that I want you guys all to know, though, is that your workflow within designing cases is not going to change dramatically. And that was by design. So we worked with the carriers to convert well over 300 products for this new application. So all of the WinFlex 6.0 products had to be converted into 6.5 products. And they use JavaScript, so the new products do, and so it's a much more flexible development language for us to use with the carriers. So we're excited about what that's going to offer both the carriers and you distributors as far as ease of use within WinFlex. We have access to the carrier what's new over here. You can start a case, load a saved case, or manage cases. We've got that new what would you like to do dialog. I'm going to click on load saved cases here. You can see that we've got our saved clients here, and you can sort by case, company, product, modified date, client name, do text searches, and then you can select the ones that you want to load into your client list. You can load them, and so you have easy access to saved clients without having to leave the client editor and go into the client manager. All right, so you'll recognize this. This is our select products dialog. You can see it has not changed. You have the ability to go in and select carriers and products, and you can see the product notes change as you make those selections. We also have the pre-underwriting link here. You may or may not be familiar with that, but it's a integration with X-Ray. So we've got our health questionnaire here, and we've got the answers. You can go as deep as you need to in here or want to, but really all you need is the height, weight, tobacco, age, and gender. And it hits the X-Ray pre-underwriting engine, creates this report here for you, opens it up in a new tab. We've got all of the carriers that are on X-Ray that you are approved for will be in this list here with the recommended class for term and permanent products, and then a link to the underwriting guide. Again, that's in a new tab, so you can easily reference it as you are doing your case design. Our product selector, our search for product, is still here and enhanced a little bit, and I'll show you that, is that you can select all of the carriers or any of the carriers, select a specific product type, if it supports comparison, a few other options. You can apply your filter, and you can see here that we've got checkboxes now, so if you want to build a template case or easily build a client list with multiple products at the same time, you can simply use the checkboxes, click Create Client, and it's going to load those clients into the client editor for you. But I'm going to do things the old-fashioned way here, and I'm going to do them one at a time and kind of go through some of the new features within the WinFlex 6.5 application. So the first thing I hope you noticed was how quickly that product loaded. One of the things with us getting rid of the Java browser plugin and going to the JavaScript, the products load much faster, so that immediately provides an efficiency for you all. All right, we will put in a client name, change our age here. A couple things before we start moving on into the case design is that you can see we've got this little icon here, a little question mark icon that takes you into that health questionnaire form. So you can get to it from the product selector or right from here when you are beginning your case design. And within the Solve For tab here, there's a couple new features. We've got a life needs calculator here for you. We did have that available in 6.0, but we've put it right there where you need it. We've also updated our yearly schedule grid. And we looked at all of our competitors in the carrier home office systems, And we landed on this design where we have plus and minus buttons that easily allow you to update the rows, add and remove them. We've got our ability to change from age to year there, and so the yearly schedule grid is improved dramatically in 6.5. Also, one of the things that we have are some tool tips for you, and these primarily are going to tell you when questions are inactive. So in the old system, you used to have to go down into the tab Help at the bottom there, scroll through, find your question, and read that so that you could understand why a particular question was inactive. What we've done here in 6.5 is add that right to the question. There's the little eye icon there. Click on that, and it will tell you why a question is inactive. And then that really is part of our commitment to you with 6.5 is to improve our messaging so that you are more knowledgeable as you go through the case design and have the information that you need when you need it. All right. We've also gotten rid of the yes-no radio buttons. So we just have check boxes. Checked is on, unchecked is off. We'll add a couple of supplemental reports here. And then we move into the agent tab. So I told you that our agent manager is your main agent database management location, but you can also manage your agents from here. You can simply enter them in here and click Add to add it to your agent database, or you can search your agent database. And find your agents. And so what I would recommend is typing in the full first name or full last name of the agent to have it populate the list. You can see here that you can, using the star, you can set an agent as a default. You can remove agents from here, and that will remove it from your agent database, so it will also remove it from that Manage Agents view over there. And if you want to load an agent, simply click on the down arrow, and that's going to load the agent into the Agent tab. All right, we'll go into the concepts. One of the things that we were committed to with creating WinFlex 6.5 was to clean up and simplify the client list and associated menus. And I think we've done a great job of that. You can see that we've really simplified the list here. We do have our context menu. If you click into any of the agents there, you can see the different things you can do. I do want to point out that you can sort your client list by doing the right click from there. Also, if you want to take any value and add it to other clients, that feature is still there for those of you that use it. You can copy the answer to all the checked clients that you have over in the client list. So those features are still available for you. We removed the concept tab drop down from over here and put it right in the concept tab. So now you just go to the concept tab and you can open up and go into the different concepts that you may want to run. And you can see that the questions change appropriately, and you can select none. We're going to run with no concepts right now for our demo. So now we've got our first client set up, and we're going to add some more products to this case. We go down here to Banner, select that, copy ads, and you can see Banner loaded and brought over all of the values that I created in the first product. We'll go down and we will add Principal National here, the Provider Edge. You can see that my buttons have changed down here, so I've got Update Client, which would update, in this case, the Banner product, which was my active client. I've got Create Client, which would create a new client that wouldn't inherit any of the information that had been entered into the previous clients, or the copy add client, which is the one that I believe most of you use in this case, so that you can take the case design that's already there and apply it to the new product. Now, as I selected principal and it loaded, you can see that our new error panel opened up. And you can see it lives up here. When you go from product to product, it automatically opens to let you know the differences between the two products. And in this case, Banner supports maximum for the years to pay premium and the installed age year. They support year, age, and max. But principal doesn't. So what we're doing here with the error panels, we're letting you know that, and we're putting a suggested answer in play, which is age in this case, and you can accept that by clicking on age. If you like all of the suggested answers in the list, you can select fix all errors, or you can go directly to the question. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to the question here for us, and you can see here that the years to pay, it's got max here, and max is no longer valid. So we're going to do age, and you can see here it set the age to 121. And we're going to select age here, and you can see that it did age to 121 there. So that's how that works going from product to product and carrier to carrier. It also comes into play when you're doing your case design within a single product. And as you know, over the last few years, we've done a lot more validation and activation across tabs. And in WinFlex 6.5, using the error panel, what we're going to do is we're not going to stop you as you go through and maybe violate some of the business rules. We're going to collect them, and we're going to present them to you in the error panel, and then you can review them, either accept the suggested answers one at a time or fix all the errors. In this case, I'm going to fix all the errors, and now we're good to go, and principal's ready to calc. You do have to satisfy all of the error messages in order to run a calculation. We'll come down here and we'll do protective, copy add, and now we've got our client list, we're ready to go. So calculation options that we have is this calculate button up here, that is related to the active product in the editor, so in this case, the protective product. And you can see we've got our little identifier there as well for the active product, and it is a little bit darker black there. But for purposes of running this, I want to run all four at the same time. I'm going to use the check boxes, come over to our calculate menu. You can see we've got calculate, composite, and keep in mind that when you run the composite, you have to have the same concept run on all the products. We've got our premium comparative analysis. If you haven't checked that out, I think you should. It's a great way to look at the product stories. And then we've got our multi-plan report. In this case, I'm just going to do a calculation on all of them. And as we're waiting for the results to come back, I'll just let you know that what's happening here is that our web client communicated with our back-end system in our Smyrna, Georgia SunGuard data center, and then routed the calc request to the carrier engines, which we host in that data center as well. And so we've got a router that sends the request out to the calc servers. The minimum number of calc servers a carrier has is 3, and some of them have 10 or 12 based on the load. And like I said, this application really isn't going to improve the calc times because that's a different conversation, but we are working with the carriers to improve those calc times so that we can maximize your efficiency when you're using WinFlex. And Accordia should come back here in just a moment. So while we're waiting for Accordia to complete here, our summary page is an area that we spent a lot of time improving how we present the information to you. And we've cleaned up the client list considerably over here. There's no longer the report trees over here on the left side. All of the information from the report trees is now in the more boxes over here. And so you can click on concept, and that will show you that what we call the snapshot report in the old system. If you have a vital signs subscription, there is the ability to integrate vital signs with WinFlex. And then there's policy info here. We've got our illustration packages, and then any of these headers that are set up as hyperlinks will allow you to sort your client list in the summary page. If you subscribe to our order entry, electronic order entry options, either Lightspeed carrier tickets, the Go ticket, or the drop ticket, the ability to drop the ticket from here would show up in the summary here. But you'll notice that we've got this impact link here. So in our commitment to you distributors and carriers, what we're doing is we're doing strategic partnerships with groups that make the sales process easier. Because our goal with 6.5, and as we move forward with all of our different illustration and quoting options, is to make it easier for you to sell life insurance. But also, we want to make it easier for the consumer to understand life insurance and buy life insurance. And that's something where impact comes in. We've got an integration where you can save an Accord 111 locally and then upload it into the Impact PlanFax application. So that's very cool. And then we've got a partnership with a group called Assurance. And if you haven't heard of Assurance before, you will, because they are a great group. They really have a lot of different firm management tools and give you transparency into your business and your sales process, and they collect all kinds of data. I mean, they are on top of it when it comes to that type of technology. They also have data visualization, and that's where our partnership from WinFlex with Assurance comes in. So you can click on this Assurance link here, and depending on what you have checked in the checkboxes here, that information goes over to Assurance in an Accord 111, and it goes right into your Assurance account or a specific user Assurance account where the data can be visualized, and they have some really creative ways of showing product information and telling the product story. That's very cool, and so I'm really excited about what both of these integrations provide for us with WinFlex, and you probably will see more of these types of partnerships as we move forward. And as a part of telling the story, we have actually enhanced our summary page and added some graphical storytelling tools as well. So this snapshot report here is one where you can go through the life of the policy, and you can see where you are with total net premiums paid, the surrender value, so you can see how the cash value is doing, and the net death benefit. So that's very cool. You'll see we have 4 carriers across here. If you go past 4, then we create a second page up here for you. We also have a projection graph that tells that same story with a different view. So now we've got line graphs that tell the story for this particular comparison that we're running. And for those of you that are into the numbers game, we've got that for you as well. Side by side, you can go to any year in the policy and check out those same values. So we're real excited about the changes here, and as you can see, you know, things really haven't changed for you guys. You're still, you know, doing what you've been doing, but you're doing it in a sexy new application. So I've got a couple more things to show you. One is our send to agent. So if you're a case designer using WinFlex and you want an easy way to get the information out to the field, you can run your comparison here and select using the checkboxes which of the products you want to include in what you're sending and click the send button here. And you'll see that down below there, it's stating these clients. So it's stating this comparison in as the user, my WinFlex client manager. And I have the option to do what I just did there, which is have it auto-save into my send to agent case name within the WinFlex client manager, or you can have it prompt you and you can create the case names as you go. One other change is that category is now referred to as case in 6.5. So instead of the category name, now it's the case name. Same thing, it's just a way for you to have a name that is going to allow you to group a combination of clients. So you can see that it has my information here and it has the agent information here. Now the cool thing about that is if the agent is a WinFlex user, so the person that's identified on the agent tab, then this will save the information into their account as well. If they don't have to be a WinFlex user, and so if they're not, then it doesn't save that for them, obviously, because there's no account there. We support attachments here, so you can put marketing materials. The body of the email is editable, so you can change it. Just FYI, once the dust settles with 6.5 and the rollout, we will be giving agencies and users the ability to set up email templates as well. The one thing you want to stay away from when you change this and include in your templates is this line here, because this little hyperlink is what the recipient will click on when they open the email. And when they click on that link, it's going to take them to an HTML landing page of the summary with the compliant illustration and access to all of our interactive tools here. So really great way for you to get it out there. Also, the added benefit to this is that we save all that information so we can create an Accord 103 and pass it to an electronic order entry system. So it's all tightly integrated, and you can use the bits and pieces that make the most sense for your business. All right, so we're going to go into the Client Manager now. So you can get into the Client Manager from here, from the Clients menu, or from the dashboard. And you can see here right away, it's a much cleaner look. And you can do a global search right here of everything that you have within your Client Manager, or you can utilize this left-hand navigation, which I really like. So here's the different case names that I have here, and you can also do this by date. You can do it by agent, and I think those of you that manage a lot of agents are really going to like this because it captures that agent information, and you can very easily navigate into all of your agent information. You'll also notice that there is the eApply link here. So let's just say, for example, that you are designing a case, you push it out to the field, it's a product that supports our electronic order entry, but obviously, you're not ready to do it from the summary page, so you finish the pre-sales process. You can come back in here, select the product that you want to go to app with, click the eApply, and I'm not going to do it here, but what happens is that it's going to load that product into the WinFlex client editor. It's going to automatically run it. You're going to get updated pricing. You're going to get an updated illustration package, and then you can click the button, drop your ticket, and move on with your day. And so we're really excited about what that offers too. And for those of you that are Smart Office users, we've got the equivalent over there, and so it's going to be a definitely nice new world for WinFlex when you can drop tickets for permanent products. All right. Let's go back over to, one other thing I did want to show you there. I'm going to go back real quick, is that you can delete and archive here. You can change case names. You can assign groups. If you click Clear Edit, the clients that you select here, the checkboxes, go over to the client editor, and it removes the existing clients in the list. If you click Edit, the ones that are checked get appended to the list that is already active over there. All right, the last thing I want to show you is WinFlex Express. And WinFlex Express is pretty much right now the illegitimate stepchild of the WinFlex world. And that's because it's always been an optional thing for the carriers, and so we haven't had a lot of carrier participation. So after the dust settles with WinFlex 6.5 rollout, I'm going to start, and my team, we're going to start working with the carriers to add all of their appropriate products to WinFlex Express. So that's going to be all of their current assumptions, secondary guarantee, UL, and term products. And that way, we have a way of running basic illustrations. So you can't do any 1035s or any other core ends. You can't do any scheduling of the face amount. And there's no riders available on the UL products. There are the basic term riders available for term. But it's a real easy way for you to get some basic pricing information. And so hopefully the field agents will really migrate to this because it does work on the phone. So you can see here that it does stack. And so it works on the phone, it works on the tablet, the laptop, PC, Mac, all of it. And it's very, very easy to use. Just select your product type, come in here, you recognize this. It supports joint products. You have access to your agent database here. Come in and do your quote information. Very easy, again, as you see, and simple solves there. Come in here and select your products. And click your output. That's all there is to it. And so as we move forward here at eBix with WinFlex 6.5, I think that it's important you know what our goals are so that you can see how we can help your business. So we've got WinFlex brokerage. Everybody knows that one. Advanced case design and comparisons, really great with the multi-plan and now with our integrations and with our partners and all of that. Very cool stuff. And then we've got basic illustrations using WinFlex Express. And we also have got what we call the WinFlex Wizard. And I have to put a plug in for the Wizard here. It is an application that fits in between WinFlex Brokerage for advanced case design, WinFlex Express for basic case design. It is a subscription module for BGAs, and you can customize the question set so you can simplify the user experience for both your case designers and the field. And you can do it by product type, you can do it by sales strategy, and really simplify and make it easy. And I think that if I was to leave you with one thing, it's that we're trying to make it easy for you. And so we are collaborative, so any ideas that you have, we are open to those. Obviously, any complaints that you might have, we're open to those too, because that's how you learn and grow. So I look forward to hearing from you all as you go into the WinFlex 6.5 world, and I thank you for your time. Have a great day.